What is going on, everybody? I'm back. The field is set. 4 teams left. The AFC and NFC championship games are coming up next week. We have our 4 teams, and the road to the Super Bowl is down to 4, and we'll find out next week. Who's going to the big dance in Arizona. Give you my quick initial thoughts on what I think for next week with the games, with the 4 teams that are moving on. If you're a fan of any 4 of those teams, congratulations. And I truly mean that. There's no better feeling outside of maybe, being with your family and that, but there's no better feeling than seeing your sports team, get to the peak. So congratulations, Bengals, Chiefs, Niners, or Eagles fans watching this. Let's begin the AFC, where a very impressive win for the Cincinnati Bengals. And I just want to pull up a couple things on my tablet here. Again, very professional. I am ready to go as always. Here, let me pull this up. Just going to have the box scores up just in case here. Thank you. There we go. Okay. But so the Bengals advanced today. The Chiefs advanced yesterday. Obviously, there's a couple storylines going into the AFC Championship game next week. Number one is the health of Patrick Mahomes. That ankle injury did not look good. And when he first came back in yesterday, I thought he was done. I was like, he can't even hand the ball off without limping. They obviously taped it up a little bit more and maybe gave him a shot of something at halftime to get him through. Sounds like he's doing better today. So, Mahomes is going to play. But what are you getting out of Patrick Mahomes in this coming week, this next week? Without as much mobility. Now, Jacksonville's a great team. I think they're a fantastic story, but the Bengals are a different animal. You're not going to get away with some of the stuff you may have gotten away with against Jacksonville, against Cincinnati. Not that she's got away with things, but it's a tougher opponent here. Other storyline is there's sort of the narrative out there that the Bengals own the Chiefs. They've won the last 3. But you go back and look, and it's all been close games. Now, credit to the Bengals. Nobody's blowing out the Chiefs. But I don't think there's necessarily anything where the Bengals have something on the Chiefs. I think the Bengals are a really good team, and they've taken on the Chiefs, and they've beaten them head-to-head. I don't think there's some, mystery sauce here that's allowing the Bengals to win. I will say the Bengals... we talk all about the coaching staffs, but the Bengals coaching staff deserves a lot of credit. You don't hear Zach Taylor's name brought up a lot, talking about the top coaches in the league, but he's now in back-to-back AFC championship games. He's got a team that last year, and a team that I don't think a lot of people had getting back to this pinnacle. Last year, they were kind of viewed as maybe a little lucky to get through the bracket. Their O-line was a bit of a mess. They also have some great skill players, but I don't think when we came into this year, it was Buffalo, it was Kansas City, maybe Baltimore a little bit, Denver with Russell Wilson. Cincinnati was in there, but they were kind of that second tier. And then maybe from here, the Bengals, but they're back. They're back in the AFC Championship game. And I'll tell you, their D coordinator, Lou Anarumo, is that how you say it? Lou Anarumo. That's a guy that I think should be getting interviews for a head coaching candidate. Now, he's a little bit older than some of these guys. He's in his 50s compared to some of these guys that are in their 30s and 40s. But the job he's done with this Bengals defense, what they did to the Bills today and Josh Allen, what they've done to Patrick Mahomes in the past, that is a guy that I think should be getting at least some interviews. And I don't know, maybe he's not someone that, the league views as a head. Who knows? But that's someone that I think should be getting head coaching interviews in the league. With that said, the game being in Kansas City, it depends on Mahomes, a lot of it. But I have a hard time. Can the Bengals beat the Chiefs 4 times in a row? Can you go into Arrowhead 2 straight years and win an AFC championship game? I don't think so. The Bengals offensive line is better. But they went against a pass rush today that is missing Von Miller, that has just not been the same since Von Miller went out. Now you go against Karlaftis, Chris Jones, Frank Clark, and that Chiefs pass rush that can get home. Now I think the Bengals can have success. I think they can run the ball here. I even think the passing game can have some success. But it's hard for me to see them beating the Chiefs 4 times in a row here, beating Patrick Mahomes 4 times in a row. Now, if Mahomes is just a shell of himself and he's barely mobile at all, yeah, the Bengals can absolutely win this game. In fact, I'd say they will win this game. But my initial prediction is Kansas City in the AFC. Moving on to the NFC. The Eagles disposed of the Giants yesterday. An impressive win. A lot of people had that being a close game. I didn't make a pick on it. I didn't think it would be that close, but I did think divisional game, the Giants could go there and give them some fits, and the Giants have been playing some really good ball. The Eagles were having none of that. Their pass rush didn't give Daniel Jones any time to do anything, and I don't think the Giants, they maybe forced one punt. Every Eagles play looked like it went for positive yards. Going against much better defense this time, the San Francisco 49ers, who in a kind of a slugfest took out a really good Dallas Cowboys team. Niners have nothing to be, I know some people probably look at that game and go, oh, the Niners struggled here and there. Dallas is a really good team. They're strong on defense. I'm not a big Dak Prescott guy, but they do have weapons on offense and a solid O-line. So that's a good win for the 49ers. Any playoff win is a good win. So now you really have a clash of titans and two teams that do a lot of things similar to each other. With the Niners and the Eagles. The Eagles, obviously, like I said, they're going to have to face a much better pass rush this time, much better defense in general. The Giants might have one of the worst linebacking cores in the league. The Niners probably have the best linebacking core in the league. I do think that the Eagles passing offense can have some success here. You actually saw last week Seattle had some success throwing the ball a little bit on the Niners. Dallas didn't today, but like I said, I'm not a big Dak Prescott believer. So we'll see if Jalen Hurts can have that success and get those tight ends involved as well for the Eagles. For the 49ers now, you're going against a team that, matches your strengths really well. The Niners offensive line is probably the best run blocking offensive line in the league, and a decent pass blocking offensive line is probably better at run blocking than pass blocking. But now you're going up against a defense that has, I think, the most pressures in the NFL in the Eagles. So it's going to be so imperative for those screens to Debo and McCaffrey. I think a lot of those outside zone runs with Mitchell, McCaffrey, Debo that they like to run will be huge against the Eagles. And the Eagles have a lot of speed on that D-line as well. So I think for the Niners, getting the ball in their playmakers' hands is going to be important. I saw again today, I thought Brock Purdy had some moments under pressure where he gets a little happy feet. He spins around a few times, and whatnot. And the Eagles are a team that can get a ton of pressure on you. The Eagles are going to have to defend that middle of the field. Niners love to go there. George Kittle showed up today. I think he was over 100 yards or at least close to it. And the Niners are good at getting the ball out. Kyle Shanahan is, one of the best play designers in the NFL. So he's going to have Brock Purdy getting the ball out quick. And they've got a triple threat at running back because they use Debo Samuel, in there as well. And I think the speed of their linebackers on defense is going to be so important against the Eagles tight ends. The corners are going to have to step up. I thought Dallas had some opportunities, but Dak missed them. You saw last week with Seattle. Geno hit some of them to DK and to not lock it as much, but to DK a little bit. Now, in that game, the Seahawks defense is such a mess. The Niners were able to overcome, any struggles they had against Seattle offense. This Eagles team is kind of a perfect combination of everything. I do like the Eagles at home. I think in a cold weather game in Philadelphia, that's a tough environment for Brock Purdy to go into and win. I'm not just, my wife and her family are Eagles fans, so I kind of have to support the Kelly Green, or what you call it with the Eagles. But I do think that, and I'm not personally an Eagles fan, but I do think they pull this one out. I think you got two great games on tap, and I could see it going either way. I am not going to be shocked if it's Niners and Bengals in the Super Bowl at all. I can easily see the Niners going in there and wearing down the Eagles. As much as I said Brock Purdy hasn't played a team like the Eagles, I don't know if the Eagles have played a team like the Niners that has the physicality that San Francisco has. I don't know their schedule. I know their schedule. I'm trying to go back through it. I don't think they have. I'm trying to remember what AFC division the Eagles played. They would have played the South. And yeah, there's nobody in the South that has the physicality that the San Francisco 49ers have. So I think both are close games. Like I said, my picks are Kansas City and Philadelphia. But man, these games could both go either way. So before you come on and tell me, oh, Niners, Bengals, sure, like would not be surprised at all. I think you've got two really good teams. I think when it's all said and done, we have the four best teams. I really do. With the way Buffalo kind of played down the stretch and the way Josh Allen was turning it over, I mean, truthfully, they were close to losing to Skylar Thompson in Miami. I think Cincinnati had overtaken them. I did have Buffalo beating them today, but I think we have the four best teams in football. And even though the stories, like the Giants was a great story, my Seahawks were a fun story, the Jags were a fun story, when it all comes down to it, it's best to have the best four teams. It's like we complain about Tiger Woods when he was on top, but man, the U.S. Open was better when Tiger Woods was winning it, was it not? So you want the cream to rise to the top, and that's what's happened in the NFL. I'm going to take the Eagles and the Chiefs as of right now. That could change. I'll maybe give you my spread picks as we get further in the week. Congratulations to fans of all four teams on your team make it to the championship game, and I think we're in store for two really, really good football games next week. Please hit that subscribe button. About 285 away from 1,000. That's my big goal. If you guys could help me out, I would truly, truly appreciate it. Hit the like button. The more likes the videos gets, the more people that watch it. Tell your friends, tell your family, send them the link, and get them going. I'll plug this one more time. If you are a baseball fan, especially a Seattle Mariners fan, but a fan of any team, we're going to have live streams. I'm going to try and live stream almost every Mariners game. I won't be able to do every one. There's going to be some day games that I'm at work. There's going to be some weekend games. I've got family stuff I have to do. But those late night weekday games are perfect for me. The kids are asleep or getting ready for bed, so I can do those games, Monday through Friday, especially those 7-10 local starts for the Mariners. So if you are any baseball fan, I'll do multiple teams, but especially a Mariners fan, you're going to want to subscribe. It's going to be a fun season. I will talk to you guys later. And as always, take care and have a good one. Peace.